I suppose you could say ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be a director. That's me, the one with the chubby knees and the binoculars. My name is Judy Starkman, and my philosophy about commercial making is that it's about great characters. If you have a great character and a great story, you're going to have a great commercial. I didn't come to this philosophy the old-fashioned way through film school. I came to it the hard way by surviving my family, the Starkmans. These are my parents, Leon and Elaine Starkman. Don't they look rather glamorous here? If only this moment had lasted longer than 30 seconds. And here they are today, in their own world, as usual.
I'm Elaine Starkman, and I'm your mom.
I'm Leon Starkman, and I'm a retired surgeon.
I just say I'm a writer. I know a poet is so affected. I mean, I can say some things I've published.
You probably grew up in spite of your two parents.
Probably my parenting style was lackadaisical, I don't know, or inconsistent.
We don't really realize the significance of what we do to our children.
I suppose their unique parenting style made me curious about how other people lived. But before I get into all of that, I should tell you that there are 3 other Starkman children too, and they're all great characters.
My name is Joel Starkman.
My name is Ruth Starkman.
My name is Naomi Starkman.
And I'm a jeweler.
I'm a professor of philosophy.
I work on an organic farm.
And I'm the one who taught you everything you know.
I guess you could say we were like any other family.
Well, I have this theory, and Mom and Dad may not like it, but it's actually helped me a lot. And my new theory is that our parents, if I think of our parents as being like foster parents, my relationship with them is a lot more easy to tolerate.
I think foster parents would have paid better attention to their kids.
We did have each other, and I like to think that we got along really well.
I tortured you endlessly.
You are a bully.
Remember the time you forced me to ride my bike down the hill and I broke my arm on my birthday?
We got even closer the time my father decided to move us to a kibbutz in Israel. We had those great kibbutz haircuts. But my father's sense of timing was really never that good, so we moved back.
We did have a no TV policy in our house. We were allowed to watch, I believe, a half hour a day.
Of course we tried to sneak it, or if they went out of the house, we put it on. That was the most exciting thing that we could do.
And then our mother would put her hand on the TV to see if it was warm, and we'd be busted.
What can I say? Because I'm a snob. I'm a snob, and I felt that at that time, children watched indiscriminately.
The fact that you make a living making commercials is a sign of both total triumph over the past and total rebellion from it.
Television played a very big role in shaping my future as a director.
You know, Judy, we weren't allowed to watch TV.
I think TV was a link to you, to the outside world. You saw, it was the beginning of seeing that there were other ways to live, even if they weren't real, if they were just fantasy.
I think you, as a child, looked around at your world and you said, my God, there must be something else.
You did have a sense of independence and a sense of vision when you were a young kid.
You were the middle child who is usually kind of left to his own devices. And I think that when you were left to your own devices, you kind of followed your own path.
For me, creating images was a total freedom of expression. And it started really early on with photography.
You began to take some unusual photos, and we have them. We have a few of them from the early years. And we were very proud, and Dad always did like to take photos.
All I remember is Dad telling you you shouldn't be a photographer and how deeply hurt you were by that.
You were always very interested in photography, even without specific encouragement.
You used the camera like an X-ray machine to look through things, to look through fake facades, to find the truth. But you also use the camera to capture a beautiful moment in an absolutely hideous place.
You went out into the world and you sought out experiences that would enable you to become a good storyteller. You went and you lived in London for 5 years and you traveled extensively by yourself in the world, and all these things that you did kind of created a bridge for you to become a good storyteller.
Not only do you have a really good eye, you have a really good ear. And You stop in your tracks when you hear something interesting.
I don't know what a commercial director does, but if Judy is a personification of it, then I'm sure it's fun.
I think a director has to take charge of chaos and control it, and you've done that all your life.
If you can survive a childhood with me, you can deal with any client.
I said if you don't get the job, they're screwed.
Thanks, Naomi, and thanks to all the Starkmans for contributing each in their own way to my success as a director.